Hi friends, this is Ree and I'm going to do a Tea with Ree segment here. I am actually going to talk to you about some angel cards, and I wanted to talk to you about this deck, Talking to Heaven by Doreen Virtue and James Van Praagh. I actually don't know if this deck is still being made because it is by Doreen Virtue, but I also want to talk to you about this deck by Kyle Gray. I love this deck because it has some shamanic qualities to it. It's actually called Angels and Ancestors. So we'll talk about these decks. But one of the reasons I wanted to talk about this deck because I know some of you had been writing in for like a year before we actually realized what was going on with Doreen Virtue and asking us if angel cards were evil. And I was just kind of in my own world and dealing with my own illness and was really confused why people kept asking that question, honestly. And I just kept kind of deleting the emails because I was kind of from the standpoint of, well, if I actually thought angel cards were evil, why would I have them on my website, right? And then my assistant at the time, Anne-Marie, who is wonderful, she told me, or she found Doreen's video, and she's like, did you know about this? And I'm like, no. What is this? And so we watched it and couldn't believe what she had done and what she was going through. And that's a personal thing for her, and no judgment. Everybody has their own journey. But I kind of feel badly for the people that she worked with, and I don't know if I really get a right to say that, but I really like, James Van Praagh and Radley Valentine. I met in a class that him and Doreen did when I was in Toronto at a Hay House event, and I really think he's a great person as well. And so, long story short, no, I don't think angel cards are evil, and I don't think her work was evil either, and I'm sad that she feels that way, but I hope that one day her journey will come full circle and maybe she'll see that. But anyway, so I wanted to kind of talk to you about how I see messages, and when I did readings for people, I tried to show them and explain to them how I see messages, and even like as I did the reading, I showed them, okay, this is what I saw and this is how I see it, and explain it, and sometimes they could see it, sometimes they couldn't. But at the time when I was doing readings, I really thought that anybody could do this. I thought that I wasn't different, and that's what I taught, that anybody could do readings, and I do still think that anybody can do readings, especially with the cards that we use on our site, the messages from your angels, and the what is the name of the other deck? The Magical Mermaids and Dolphins. I love those two decks. They're great for beginners because they have a little bit of a message on the bottom, and there's a lot of visual storytelling going on within the cards themselves. So it was easy for me to help people to use those decks to learn. So in the last couple of years, I've learned a lot about myself and my Gypsy heritage, my Native American heritage, and now I kind of feel bad because I understand that maybe there is a little bit more to who I am that I didn't realize before, and maybe it's easier for me to do readings and see things that maybe other people can't see. And so I wanna help people to see things that I see and to understand things that I understand. And so part of it, like today, I grabbed this deck, Talking to Heaven, and I just wanted to grab a couple decks to talk to you about. And I thought, oh yeah, this one's great because it's one of James's decks, and I had just been talking to somebody about, I know I have some of James's decks, but I didn't know which ones I had. And This one is one of the ones that was just on the top, um, and it gave me a message right away. So I pulled this deck out and I grabbed it, and my nail slipped, and I just grabbed this card, and it says, "It is not your fault. It is not your fault." And being that I know that it's a message from heaven, I knew that it wasn't an accident that my nail slipped, because I've been really kind of, well, ever since my mother-in-law died, I felt a lot of guilt about her passing. And my father-in-law comes over every Saturday. He'll be here soon, and he's had a really difficult time with it, and I'm just not able to help him with this. And everything I do, it doesn't make a difference. And it was with her too. Everything I did didn't make a difference. And I guess she needed to tell me that it wasn't my fault. So things come through to me in different ways. Sometimes, I mean, it's been years since I've used cards, but I guess I'm not too big for cards. So, but these really are pretty. Oh, well, yeah. So she's standing right next to me. But they're really sweet cards. They can tell you they're surrounded by animals and loving energy, that they'll always guide you in the right directions, that they wish that they had told you more, that they loved you, like messages that they may want to really tell you. So, but anytime you use a deck, you should meditate. You should shuffle the deck. You should really put the energy into the deck that you need answers for. And of course, anytime you buy a deck, you should cleanse it with sage smoke, or put it in a bowl of salt, or you can use the sprays, but just be careful that you don't get them too wet. We sell all that stuff in our store as well at angelmessenger.net. But this is a deck that I do like. It's very calming and kind. And I'm going to check and see if this one is still on Amazon, so I can provide you a link to it. And any links that I put from Amazon, just so you know that I'm an affiliate to Amazon, so any links that you purchase from that are my links, we get a kickback of like 4% or something like that. It might be more on certain things. Sometimes we don't get anything, but I think it averages like 4%. So this is the Kyle Gray Angels and Ancestors Oracle cards, artwork by Lily Moses. So, well, here the first card that I see has the flower of life in the background with a dove, and the great teacher, Christ, learn from spiritual experiences. Oh, I don't know if you could see that. I definitely learned from my experiences. I just recently told somebody that I love that I am not a religious person. I do believe in Christ, but I think that it's possible Jesus was not the first Christ in our world, and he won't be the last. So, and I've definitely had times in my life when I've had to be the hermit, but I think I'm coming out of that now. I just started offering blessings in the ritual section of our store online. So I'm going to be offering that in the future as well, just to try to help people to heal their energy and move forward into the light, and to learn who they are even, or move forward from where they've been, and bring bring themselves into a new day. And it's something that I've been working on for a long time for myself. And even though I still have physical pain myself, it's part of my journey. And I have some things to offer still, even though I am in pain. So there's that. I love the bumblebee card. Queen bee. There's a lot of, you can see that it's a very shamanic deck, talking about the spirit, the animal spirits, but it does have heart guardian. This reminds me of Mother Mary, but kind of has some brigade energy in it too. But it's like this, you know, more religious energies, or the religions of the world, like they believe the snake is evil, a bad thing, whereas shamanic energy, the snake is a representative of health and healing. Actually, is it the catechist? Oh, now I'm not going to be able to remember. I've got brain fog again. But the symbol for health and healing for medicine, modern medicine, is a snake. So this deck just has, oh, and the back is really cool too. I love the owl. So this deck, angels and ancestors, it's a druid traveler that actually kind of looks like Doreen a little bit. Well, she's kind of on a journey, isn't she? So there's just kind of a combination of things going on here. So it can help you to connect with some different energies maybe that you weren't aware of, that you have access to, that you can connect with. So I'm pretty sure this deck is still for sale on Amazon, so I will look that up and make it so you can check this one out, because I definitely recommend this one. See beyond current situations. That is hard, isn't it? See beyond the current situation. There's a lot going on in the world right now, and for many of us, especially empaths, it can be really difficult to look beyond everything that's going on. But we have to, because we have to be able to see, it from above and see what's going on, and how to fix things or direct things, or sometimes just to observe and not to meddle when there's nothing we can do. But to be there when there's something we can do. There's a little saying inside the box here. I set the intention that whatever is gained from the lessons learned from this tool will be dedicated to the growth of all beings in all places. Isn't that beautiful? And that's the thing too. These are just tools. And, you know, whether it's angel cards or the Bible or, you know, cutlery, kitchen stuff, right? Spoons for people who have chronic illness, fibromyalgia. Spoons are very, very important. But most people have no idea what I'm talking about. So we'll just put that aside. A fork looks so innocent, right? But in the wrong hands, could totally be a weapon, right? The Bible has been a weapon when used immorally, when used by men who wanted power, when used by those who can't love. You know, there's been so much can go wrong, and so much has gone wrong by people who just don't care, or they are mean and egocentric people who want power over love. We need people who want love and less power, and don't care about the power. But even the most beautiful cards can be used incorrectly too. I mean, I had a reading once by a lady who wanted me to promote her. So guess what she saw in my reading? You know, that's the thing, is the most important thing, the most important gift in this world is love. I mean, I believe that is in the Bible somewhere. That God said the most important, yeah, that is in the Bible. I actually knew the Bible very well at one point in my life. I had it memorized. And now I don't remember hardly any of it. I guess I needed my brain for more important things. But I found that the people in my church, they hurt me really badly. And I turned away from God for a long time. And then I found my way back. But it was through the goddess that I found my way back to God, not through humanity. Humanity needs a lot of help. And they're not going to get it from people who put power and money over everything else. Those people need to have a rude awakening. So angel cards are not evil, but it is very important for every single person to develop their own soul enough to communicate on their own, because there are always going to be people who will try to manipulate, who will lie outright, who will try to abuse and use in whatever ways they can because of their own egos, because of their own weaknesses. Because they are still unworthy. And taking down the worthy makes them feel better, makes them feel more powerful. But it's not going to accomplish anything. So we need to do our best to make sure that we're doing our best. And that means we need to develop our own souls. And part of that does mean that we need to understand how heaven talks to us. We need to understand how heaven talks to us. Well, I hope that was helpful, and I hope, if anything, you will take away from this that communicating with heaven is not evil, and being different is not evil. You're different for a reason. And we've got a lot of work to do. We've got a lot of work to do to put the world in the right direction, to steer us toward the North Star, the guiding light. So let's do it. What do you think? Have a blessed evening. Take care.